Madden football is the home of Super Bowl 56, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Packers and the Broncos coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Denver Broncos taking on the NFC champions, the Green Bay Packers. Brandon Gordon alongside my good friend Charles Davis and CD. The Broncos, quite a circuitous route to get to this Super Bowl. They were winners of Super Bowl 50 in Santa Clara, you remember. Didn't make the playoffs the next 5 years, going a combined 32-48. But now here they are back in the big one.
It's hard to hear that 32-48 record that you just cited, because we're used to Denver being one of the elite franchises in the NFL. This is their 9th appearance in the big game. Only the Patriots have appeared more, and they have won it 3 times. Twice with John Elway as their quarterback in the late 90s, and then, as you mentioned, Super Bowl 50 when John Elway was their general manager.
Meanwhile, the Packers are back as they look to bring another Super Bowl title home to a place aptly named Titletown.
And they're looking for their 5th win, which would tie them with the Cowboys and 49ers for 2nd all-time. They did last win it in 2011. That was Super Bowl 45. Aaron Rodgers leading them over the Pittsburgh Steelers. But when you talk about titles, and you mentioned Titletown, they've won 13 championships overall when you count all the NFL titles prior to the Super Bowl era as well. So this is a town that's used to winning, and they expect to win this one as well.
After all the hype, it's finally time for football as we're underway in Super Bowl 56. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of this Super Bowl will begin at the 25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
And he's been sensational all season long, but he saved his best work for the playoffs, leading his guys to the AFC Championship a couple of weeks ago. And now he knows what lies ahead. He's going to need to play a near-perfect 4 quarters of football to get his guys to the finish line.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. They run for the first time with Javonte Williams. And a nice job there skipping away from the one tackle and ends up getting 5 yards out of that. 2nd down.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. Trucks over him. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Now Williams. Oh, what a move. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On second down now, it's Gordon. And one more time. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 2 carries for him now on the opening drive, both for good yardage.
And based on film study, they thought that there was a chance to spring him more than once for some pretty good yardage in this game.
They'll run on first down. Williams. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Five yards remain on second down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl and a long one at that. And the Broncos are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. And on the grandest of stages, with the whole world watching the Super Bowl, they come out and get the first points.
I don't know how you feel about Brandon, but for me, watching the beginning of the Super Bowl, I've often wondered how come it's not just a fumble fest? How come the ball's not all over the place? The nerves, the interim in between of the 2 weeks waiting for the game. But this team came out and handled it just like it was a regular season walk in the park. Terrific start.
McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Time to see the offense for Green Bay go to work. Aaron Rodgers leading them. What a career it's been. Came into the league back in 2005 as the number 24 pick out of Cal.
And he comes in off of a tremendous game in the NFC Championship round 2 weeks ago. This has been a team all season long that's really taken their identity from their quarterback, and he's been very vocal in the days leading up to this game that he believes that this is their time, and he's going to do all he can to will them to a Super Bowl win.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Rodgers going to throw. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Here's Jones. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Here's Rodgers. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Draymond Jones. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He wants it all for the end zone. And he's got his man. Touchdown, Green Bay. It's Allen Lazard. Allen Lazard, 61 yards. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. Even later into his career now, there aren't too many guys that can launch it downfield with accuracy better than Aaron Rodgers.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's 3rd down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham, you have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Tackle made by Devondre Campbell. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks. These two teams all tied after one. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. Flushed out right. And smartly going into the slide there. Wilson has enough for the 1st.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On 1st down, Wilson. He'll drop this down to Williams. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
They go back to the ground with Williams. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Williams. And he picks up the 1st before he's taken down at the 29.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the 1st down sticks are, and get there.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A great effort there. 30 yards. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
McManus now for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins.
Wrap up.
Still moving. And all the way down to the 29. It's a big play there for Green Bay.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Looking for the end zone.
Well, this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. And it's a Packers touchdown. Randall Cobb, 29 yards. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And that touchdown drive happened very, very quickly. You knew that they had the quick strike ability. They showed it.
And for a defense that understands that, it still drives them crazy when it actually happens to them. Fast and furious, there came the points.
Now Crosby for the point after. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos.
And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. They begin the drive with Williams. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing is Wilson. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. To throw is Wilson.
And that's complete. Albert Okwuegbunam. And he will have a Broncos first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl.
A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So they move from 136 over to the other as they come up on first down. Wilson will throw again.
This is Hamler on the receiving end.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
To throw again on second down. Wilson.
He'll get that complete to Albert O.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll throw on first down with Wilson.
Open man, he completes it to Judy.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Throwing again here, Wilson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a dangerous throw towards the end zone. Boy, did it hang up there forever. Wanted to run up there and pull it down out of the sky.
Yeah, it felt like it really should have been intercepted. Lucky to have that one back.
You've got to be more careful when you're that close to the goal line.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Here's Wilson. Open man is Gordon, complete. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Here's Wilson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Again, Wilson.
That's out to the flat for Gordon.
Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Third and goal, a big play in this Super Bowl.
Now Wilson to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by McManus is good.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away.
Rodgers on the return.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, a look at the next-gen stats for the Packers in that first half. And I can imagine the halftime discussions are about how can we improve the running game. They have not had success so far, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they had a little bit more success on the ground than their opponents did, and that should set them up well for the second half to come.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. Rodgers on the return.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3. And they trail here in the Super Bowl, but fortunately for them, Charles, very much still within striking range.
Yeah, things didn't go exactly the way they planned in the first half. To me, they appeared to be a little bit tight, made a few errors they normally wouldn't. But, of course, this is the Super Bowl, so things get a little bit heightened in that regard. But I think they have to feel a little fortunate. They're only down what they are here starting the third quarter.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 21.
And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones.
And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Rodgers. Able to find Lazard. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag. That can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Rodgers. And his throw here is incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to it?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And this is caught. Touchdown! Sammy Watkins, 62 yards.
And the Packers have regained the lead in the second half of this Super Bowl. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Extra point try now for Crosby. It's up and good to make it 21-17. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From the 17, Wilson. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. Wilson. Buying time to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Now Sammy Watkins and the rest of the offense getting set to go again. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. On 1st down, Rodgers. And he hits his target, the tight end Lewis. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
On 2nd down, Dillon. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
2nd and 10 here in the third quarter of Super Bowl 56. Rodgers leaves to Dillon on the draw. And he's got some space here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They hand off to their big tight end. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Dillon, powerful running, and able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. That's caught. And it's a Packers touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers will extend their third quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Extra point up and good by Crosby, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. On the return, it's Washington. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Javonte Williams and the rest of the Bronco offense back out onto the field. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there will be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. Steps away to his left. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line.
Partner, it's often the man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 33. Wilson. Being chased out left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down. One quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Second down and 8. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's complete, Okure-Bunam. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers 17-yard line.
Every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
On 1st down, Williams. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing is Wilson. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Williams. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Good job there defensively to push them back on 1st down. I'm not sure if this is 4-down territory or not because they can kick the field goal and get it back within a score, but you know that's not what they're thinking right now. A field goal has to be their last option.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Now it's Wilson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Albert Okure-Bunam there to make the grab. And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Rodgers on the return. And penalty markers down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
A very costly holding penalty. It backs them up all the way inside their 10 to start this drive. Now a draw play. This is Jones. Gets around him and able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He'll get this to Lazard, and he'll be corralled right around the 34.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And Lazard's got it again. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. Here's Rodgers.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
On 2nd down now, Dillon. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Oh, wide open, complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Now Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Jones taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Packers are starting to pull away in the fourth quarter of this Super Bowl. So a toss play there does the trick as he's into the end zone.
And you don't run this unless you're sure you've got a guy who has the speed who can get to the edge, because what you're hoping for him to win the race to the corner and turn it upfield to the end zone.
Crosby with the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. So Russell Wilson in the offense, down by 12. A little under 2.5 to go. They've come so far this year, but they need 2 quick scores late in this Super Bowl. Now Wilson on first down. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. Well, first down screen pass, good for 5. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's got Gordon. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
Wilson trying to urge his guys to go faster and get set at the line. Now Wilson on second down. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Wilson. Dancing to his left. Space to run past the 20. And all the way down to the 17-yard line.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Now it's Wilson. His pass caught at the 4. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. A line of scrimmage once again, the 5, as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Wilson. He's got it. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And the Lombardi Trophy is going back home. The Green Bay Packers are your Super Bowl champions. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.